Ladies and gents and ladies, I want to visit with you this morning about this trading scaling plan. I think it's worth a revisit. I put a video up a while back about how to make $200,000 in 5 months. And with this trading scaling plan, it is 100% possible to do it. Um, I know it's possible to do it. I have not done it yet, but I'm going to. I'm in the process of doing it right now. And the thing that any trading setup, any of this, it's all going to rely on you, your mouse clicks, how many times you taken a trade. Are you able to stop when you get that $200? And I'm hoping that by looking at this chart, I'm going to show you the exact, what happens on a daily basis, a weekly basis. Um, if you can get to the point where you have 5 accounts and you're consistent enough to make just $200 a day, and a lot of people look at $200 a day and they scoff at it because they don't think it's that much money. But most people, $200 a day is pretty close to what you're making on a daily basis at your job. There are some people that make a little more. When I was teaching school, I think it was around $230 a day is what it would average out to. Not that much more. And I was making a decent living, certainly not doing great. But because we're trade copying 5 accounts, that $200 a day ends up going to $1,000 a day across all 5 accounts. Now that's pretty good money, $1,000 a day. So let's look at let's just look at this first group right here. This yellow box right here represents your first month once you have your 5 accounts going. Now, the way I did it is I got one account funded and got it to where I was getting a payout, and that process took about a month. And once I got the payout, then I opened up the other 4 accounts and just started trade copying those accounts. And that way you don't have a lot of capital outlay right in the beginning, and you're not going to break the bank, because you could still have a bad day and blow stuff up. Yesterday, I had a $200 day, 100%. I was good, didn't need to trade anymore. And I saw something on the chart that I liked because I continued to sit there. And you will always find something you like if you continue to sit there. And I ended up blowing my $200 day, ended up losing it. And that's all psychological stuff. I know logically that I didn't need to make any more money, but I still wanted to, because that's the way I've always done it. So I'm in the process of training myself to stop. When I get that $200, I'm stopping. And or if I get into a trade where yesterday the market just ripped up in the morning, it was beautiful rip up, and let that run. You're going to have losing days. So $200, it doesn't kill the trade, because you're going to have losing days. Maybe you make $600 on a move like that. You can do that with one micro. Yesterday it was a $300 move, and so you can make $600 with one micro. Let it go. Just let that money go. And because you're going to have losing days, no setup ever is 100% accurate. If anybody tells you they're 100% accurate, they're lying. You're going to have losing trades. You're going to have losing days. The idea here is to keep your losers small, so you don't want to size up. Those big wins, $1,000 days, $1,500 days, they're great. They're fun. They give you a shot of dopamine and make you feel real good about yourself. But if your next day you're sizing up, trying to get another $1,500 day, and you end up losing all that $1,500, what have you done? Nothing. So consistent, small in the beginning, small, consistent wins will pay you dividends in the end. Okay, so let's look at this first month, this whole yellow box here. Okay, so on day one, this $1,000 represents 5 trading days. There's all, this is just an example of what you can do. There's going to be some weeks where there's not 5 trading days because we have a holiday or something, and like today is FOMC, and there may not be a trade opportunity because it's a very volatile day. But maybe there is. Maybe it's a losing day. Who knows? But it's just based on 5 days. On a normal week, we're going to have 5 trading days, and you're going to try to get that $200 average per day. So this first account, after the first week, if you're averaging 200 a day, you're going to have $1,000, and that's going to be copied across all 5 of your accounts for a total of $5,000 across all 5 accounts. Now that's the combined total here. So the following week, you're going to have $1,000 in each account, and the combined total is now $10,000. Pretty good. You got $2,000 in each account. But have you done anything? Really? You started out with $2,000 drawdown, and now you still have $2,000 drawdown. So we're going to keep our size small and continue to do those base hits, $200 days. With MNQ, a 100-point move a lot of times happens in one candle. So one 1-minute candle. So you can definitely make that on one micro. So here we go with week number 3. We're all accounts clapping out that $200 a day. Now we've got another $5,000 to add into the till. Now we have a little bit of a cushion. We got $3,000 in each account instead of just 2,000. So we got a little cushion, but we're not out of the woods yet. After week 4, we're going to have $20,000 in the account. And this is really important that you pay yourself for your labor at this point. You've been doing great. You did a 1 month of consistent profitability, and we're going to pull out $10,000. So that'll be $2,000 coming out of each account. Each account at this point has $4,000 in it. And so we're going to take out $10,000, and that's going to leave $2,000 in each account. So we still have our cushion there. But have we done anything from, when we started this account? As soon as we got it funded or whatever, all we had was a $2,000 drawdown. And so we're right back to that number after our first month. So we're going to keep everything the same for the following month. And that's when it starts to get interesting, because we're adding, when we take this payout, there's only going to be $10,000 across all the accounts. So we do the same thing the following week. $1,000 in each account. Get another month of consistent $200 days. And at the end of that month, we're going to have $30,000. And we're going to withdraw 10 again. Now we have $4,000 drawdown in the account. Before we blow it, we're going to have $4,000 in there. Total combined, we've got $20,000. We're just going to pay ourselves that $10,000 because the goal here is to let the account grow. Okay. So the next month, so say this is March, April, May, June, July. We'll look at it that way. That's why I did the yellow and the white. Each one of these represents a month. The following month, because we have $4,000 worth of drawdown in each account now, we're going to scale up 1 micro. We're just doing 1. We're going to do 2 MNQ now, or you could do 4 MES. They track about the same if you do a 1 to 2. Most days, not all days, but you could do 4 MES, because usually MES will only move 50 points where NQ will move 100 or 200. But MES is less volatile. So this is our 3rd month. Now we're doing 2. Instead of our $200 a day average, we're scaling up. We're going to do $400 a day. but we're keeping everything the same. Our stop loss, our take profit, everything's the same. So with 400 going into each account every day, 5 days, that's double the money. We've doubled our size, we're doubling our money. So $400 a day, that's $2,000 in each account, each day, each week. So at the end of that week, we have $10,000 in addition to this 20,000 that we had after we took that payout. So now we got 30 grand in the account. End of week 2, we add another 10,000 to it, 40,000. End of week 3, we add another 10,000 to it. We're not changing our size. We're not, oh, this looks like a really good setup, I'm going to throw the kitchen sink at it. We're not going to do that. We're going to keep everything the same. And at the end of that week, we have $60,000. We're going to pull out another 10. Most people can live on $10,000 a month. I know that's a lot more than I ever made teaching school. So I'm getting my $10,000 a month, and I'm continuing to let the accounts grow. At this point, each account has $10,000 in it. Now you got a lot of drawdown you can work with here. And all total, in all the accounts combined, we got $50,000. So now we go into the next month. You can size up, maybe do 3. As big as you get here, when you have a loser, it's going to hurt more. So your trading psychology should be this size should not give you any more emotionally, any more fear or greed or anything than this size. Since the account's so much bigger, this may be a meh, but that may be too big. Maybe you keep it here. It'll still grow. The account will still grow if you leave it here. So, but you could safely go up and increase your size again. Maybe 3, maybe 4. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to keep it at 4. I mean, at 3. So we're keeping everything the same, but since we're getting $200 per contract, now at the end of this week, we're going to do $600 a day, a total of $3,000 for the week in each account. And that's going to add up to $15,000 by the end of the week. Because we withdrew 10,000, that left 50,000 in all the accounts combined. And so we're going to add that 15 to here, leaving $65,000. Adding another 15,000 here, we got 80 grand. 95, 110. That's the end of month 4. Can you imagine in 4 months having $110,000 in your accounts? We're going to withdraw another 10. Can you imagine having $10,000 to live on every month, plus growing your account, which is $200 a day? That's big. That's big, right? So at the end of that month, we're going to withdraw another $10,000. That is going to leave 20,000 in each account. Man, we got some room to wiggle now. And that's going to leave 100,000 in all across all the accounts. I'm thinking at this point, if you've been this consistent, Topstep is going to be thinking, we're moving you to live. And that's okay. We got the money, and they will take this total and move you to live with it. Live is the same. Okay, so the fifth month. So we said right now is March, June, April, May, June, July. We'd be in July if you got this thing rolling at the beginning of March. We're in July, not very far away, about to pop some firecrackers, and we got a big old wad of money in our pocket. So at the end, in July, we're going to scale up a little more. We got $20,000. So we would be risking on 4 micros NQ, we would be risking $400 a trade. That's what my stop loss is, $100 per contract. I'm just going to keep that the same, and we would be making $800. So our take profit would still be $200 per contract, hypothetically. Um, so at the end of that first week, $800 per day, we're going to be running 4 grand in each account. And at the end of that week, we're going to have $20,000. Here we had 110. We withdrew 10,000, leaving 100,000. So now that we got that 20,000, we're going to add it to it right there, and then we start the next week. 800 a day, all the way across all the accounts. We got another 20,000 to add to the till. Now we're at 140, 160, 180, and we're going to withdraw another $10,000. Just maybe we take a vacation. I don't know. Just to pay the bills. This is a plan that you can actually live on and be a full time day trader. At that point, each account is going to have $34,000 in it. The total combined, $170,000. Now, when you're trying for these $1,500 days, and you're trying, or, whatever, I'm going to size up. I'm going to put on max. I'm going to put on five mini NQ, and I'm going to make $10,000 today. You could. It's possible. I've done it. But did I keep any of that money? Did I withdraw? I didn't get. The next day when I put on 5 minis, I blew the account. That's what happened. I blew 6,000 in one day, and I wasn't even trading that big. So if you're keeping your size small, and you're controlling your losses, this is a very possible number to achieve. So you have to ask yourself, would you rather, and this is all logically speaking, because when you get in the market and your emotions kick in, anything can happen. But would you rather get that $200 a day? In the beginning, it's 200. Once we get down here, we're going to be making 400 a day. Maybe I should put that in here somewhere. I think I will. I'll put it. I'll put it over here, and I'm going to attach a copy of this so you can have one for your own. And I'm going to put it over here. I'm just going to add a column right here. Let's see. Insert column to the left. We'll do month 1. I'll add it on there. I'm not gonna take the time to do all this right now, but I'm gonna add it on there, and I'm gonna attach a copy of this trading scaling plan to this video in the description, and then we'll have you'll have this. So the way I use it, because I really enjoy having big trading days where I make $1,500. I really enjoy it, and I've done it since I started trading. I'm always trying for that home run day. But all of those days, I've always said, if I would have just taken that $200 on my losing days, I would have been fine. 200 is enough. But I still want that big day. So that's something my psychology, I have to work with, because it's very easy to want to try for big money whenever the market is absolutely falling out of bed. So what I'm going to do on the copy of this that you will be able to download is I'm going to put in each month here and how much money we're making per account each month. Oh, I went full screen. There we go. Uh-oh, I guess I deleted it. Oh well, like I said, I will do that later. There, I already have a copy of this created, and it'll say copy of trading scaling plan. But I'm going to put over here the month and how much we're making per account per day, and then as we go here, now we're at 200, and now we're at 400. And then here we're at 600, here we're at 800. I think that's important to have on there so you can see as your account grows how much money you're going to make. And if you just set in a stop loss and a take profit, you don't change anything else. You trade your setup every day. If it's not there, you're not going to trade. If you can get that disciplined with it and not try for those home run days where you're putting on a lot of size, you can absolutely do this for a living. Um, what else do I have for you? Oh, yeah. I used to watch Topstep TV religiously when I was trying to learn this stuff. And, there's lots of people on there. They all have different trading plans, things they look for, but they're all successful. And the reason they're successful is they grew their account first. They're not blowing accounts every day. And they're controlling their losses by controlling the size they're putting on. And that's what this trading plan will help you do right here. So really seriously consider this big number. Can you look at $200 on a day and say that represents this 5 months from now? But okay, Topstep TV. There was one guy on there. He was always on the leaderboard, and his average day was $203, and he was on a 45-day winning streak where he'd won every day in a row. 200, it'd be 203, 205. I think it was 203 was his average. But at that time, their payout requirement is that you had to have a $200 day times 5 in order to get a payout. And so that's what he would do. He would set it to where he got $200, lock himself out for the day, and wait till tomorrow. And I was like, well, I remember seeing that, and I was like, well, that ain't nothing. Back then, let me tell you, folks, it's something. Okay. Definitely give this some thought. Definitely give this an opportunity to work. Don't size up until you can safely size up. Once you get down here, you can still blow this up in a day. I watch Rips a lot, and he puts on 100 contracts, and if you get a small bump against you with 100 contracts on, you can definitely lose $100,000 in the blink of an eye. So don't think just because you have a bunch of money now we can size up. Um, some of the numbers I've heard is never risk more than 1% of your account. That's impossible to do when you only have $2,000 drawdown. You're going to be risking at least 5% of your account at $100. And if you have your first trade's a loser and you try another one, now it's 10% of your account that you've lost in a day. So since you're only going to be making $200 a day, I would say limit your losses to $200 a day. Some days the market it's just not going to behave and you're not going to make money. And that's okay. Don't keep trying until you've lost $1,000, because then it's like, oh, now I got to do 200 a day to get all that back. Yeah, you do. You do. Don't try to get it all back in a day. I hope this video is helpful. I watch this thing every morning. I open it up and I look at it every morning before I even open up Topstep. That's what keeps me on track, because I know what $200 a day is going to mean to me if I can just be patient, just get a little delayed gratification. I know that number is going to come to me in 5 months. So 200 is not, in my mind, 200, a measly $200 anymore. Which $200 to me right now isn't really measly in the real world. I mean, I would take it. I did an Uber ride and somebody paid me $200 and I was ecstatic. And I had to drive 6 hours to get it. But for some reason in trading, that $200 is like, that's nothing. And it's because I've had $2,000 days. That's why it's nothing. because your mind remembers those $2,000 days. But I guarantee you, I've blown up more accounts trying to get a $2,000 day than I ever would have if I would have stuck to this from the beginning. So, hope that's helpful. Like I said, I will put it in the description. I am going to add this information here just so you can see the full picture of the monthly thing. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm in the process of moving. That's why I haven't been able to record very many videos. But